Good morning. I thought I'd say something today about terms that we use quite a lot, hanging out or chilling out. I thought, what would a Buddhist perspective be on that? Because I thought actually there's a lot of crossover from what Buddhism is trying to teach us that relates to these terms. Perhaps we don't use them in quite the same way, but they have the same idea behind them. So, what is it that we need to be doing in order to enjoy life, in order to be happy? And actually, if you wanted to refer to enlightenment with just one word, I think a very good word would be relaxation. Relaxation. Another word that you could use would be looseness. So I want to say a bit about those because I think it's something that, in a way, is the answer to everything. If we could really learn how to chill out, if we could really learn how to hang out together, that would be enough. We would be completely okay. We would be fine. So I use the word relaxation, and that does come up in Buddhism quite a lot. Even looseness, how can we be loose? Well, I think it's in a way quite difficult because it describes a whole attitude to life, a whole attitude to our mind and our body and our heart, and a way of being in the world that that is okay, that sees the okayness of everything, that sees things just as they are, that is able to hold the world as it is. And that doesn't mean being passive. That's the interesting thing, Buddhism doesn't say that we shouldn't be active in the world. I mean, indeed, in Zen Buddhism, work, chopping wood, collecting water, and so on, are a very important part of practice, considered a very important part of practice. So we're wanting to be active, but in a way, we want to be loose with all our activities. So what would that be? What would that mean? Well, we could encapsulate it by saying it would mean that we have no preferences, that actually we are able to have a perspective on time and space and love and other people. We would be able to hold things without having to resort to our own frightened little ego, which is wanting to protect itself. So like if we were hanging out with friends, we wouldn't be gossiping, we wouldn't be criticizing, we wouldn't be bored, we would just be with. Be with. How can we just be with? Well, I think when we have an appreciation, when we have compassion and love in our hearts, then actually we can just be with. And I know sometimes when people come along to the Buddhist centre, obviously when people are new, we have a chat with them and so on. But sometimes what people that are fairly new can experience is a sense of awkwardness when there are silence. We're used to filling in silence, aren't we? We don't feel comfortable with silence. It's a bit like we've got to entertain each other all the time. And if you've ever been on a retreat which is silent, there's a tremendous relief in just allowing ourselves permission to not have to entertain each other, to not have to necessarily be sociable. There's a time for being sociable, of course there is, and we want to exchange ideas and so on with our friends, but we don't have to all the time. So to be able to be with each other silently is a very beautiful practice. Suddenly it's like a exhaling a long ah, because we don't have to always make this terrible effort So, yeah, in life, if we could work and play and do everything with a sense of non effort, a sense of relaxation, we would be so much happier. The way I experience it myself at the moment is that I know that when I've got a lot going on, I start leaning into life. I lean forward. I'm pushing forward. And you have to be aware of yourself at quite a subtle level to see that happening, to see that you're pushing forward. You're not able to sit back. And we can sit back whatever we're doing. It's only a mental state. It's a way of chilling out. We can chill out even when we're busy if we really want to. If we really see, if we're mindful that actually we don't need to keep leaning forward. It's not essential. And it's far more energizing to be in the world in a relaxed state, without wondering what people are thinking of us, without having to make an impression, just being authentically relaxed, not half asleep, alive, but okay with how we are, okay with how other people are, letting be. So, those are my thoughts for today. Bye for now.